Pierre, you wanna come out here?
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy King Shill, and I'm back with another video. I said I'm back. Unfamiliar face, ain't it? I apologize sincerely for being gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no excuses. I like doing this YouTube. I ain't got no type of excuses for being gone, so I'm just gonna say I'm sorry. I guess it don't matter now because I'm back with another video. You know, in a sense, something very special in store for y'all today. You know, in a sense, I felt like I had to get my opinions off on this, top 10 all-time things, NBA players. So I decided I was gonna make a video on doing the top 10, my top 10. Like I said, my top 10. King Shield's top 10, not anybody else's. Not freaking Cash Nasty. My top 10. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my top 10 NBA players of all time. You know what I'm saying? Because I think my opinion matters on this subject. I think I got some things that may turn some heads. That may make people be like, "What the heck?" You know what I'm saying? Like, but here's the thing. If you watch it enough, like, and you listening to my top 10, you will understand where I'm coming from. Like I said, I do have a little bit of bias though, because I am a 2000s baby. So I grew up on LeBron and Curry. So I think these guys are greats. Of course, I'm gonna think they greats. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch Jordan. I didn't watch Will Chamberlain. I didn't watch Bill Russell. So, I hate that thing where old heads try to get at the young heads for liking LeBron so much instead of Jordan. Because at the end of the day, it's different generations, and like it's a different evolution of the game. It's a whole different way. Like the game is played so differently today. It's like nowhere near the same. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as the traveling, as far as 82 game season carries, niggas getting away with that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But like it's a whole different game, and I don't want old heads versus young kids. That's how it usually go because it's different generations. But without further ado and me chatting, I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into this video. Okay, so first, this guy from the Lakers, wearing number 32, pretty tall point guard. I mean, with them, little attributes right there, I bet you know who that is. That's Magic Johnson. At the number 10 spot, I got Magic Johnson. I know that may turn some heads. Some people might have him in y'all top 5. But me, I feel like he's at that number 10. Read off some accolades real quick. He had 5 titles, 3 Finals MVPs, 3 MVPs, and 9 All NBA first team selections. Great resume. 5 titles. I feel like for a player, throughout his career to have like a great accolade, just like that perfect accolade, I say around 4 to 7 titles. It's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Because it's tough to win a title, and I've never been playing basketball, but like for 82 games, and then it's like, what is it? You have to win, I think maybe 16 in the playoffs. Like, what did that add up to? Because and most of the time, like, you may play more than 16 games. That's almost 100 games. I know it's not anywhere near easy to win a title, and the fact that he got 5, I think Magic Johnson is a pretty good NBA player. At my 10, he also had 3 Finals MVPs, which is a very hard accolade, because I know a couple of players who went to the finals, won it, and it kind of got hold out of getting the Finals MVP. So the fact that he got 3 out of those 5 is pretty good. Back to what I was saying, like I said, Magic Johnson set that stone, that foundation for the Lakers foundation. What it's known to be today. They're just not losers at the end of the day. You see LeBron and them having trouble this year, and that's not like the Lakers. Like, not with Kobe, not with Kobe and Shaq, and not with Magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, he set that foundation, for the Lakers to be successful. But yeah, one of the greatest, if not, I think he may be the greatest passing point guard of all time. I've watched his highlights and they're pretty crazy. 6'7", I think somewhere around 6'7" as a point guard. Pretty tall point guard. Can see over the defense, can get to the rim. Has a I don't think he had a 3-point shot, but I know he had a mid range. Most likely had a floater. And great defense. Like I said, he's 6'7", so he's bound to have great defense as a point guard. So like things of that nature, he was pretty good. But I do have him at my 10 spot, which is not a terrible spot, top 10. At my number 9 spot. Now this might spark some controversy too, in a sense. I feel like this guy, in a sense, is a pretty good, player. As far as being in my top 5, I don't think he made it because I think he could have done a lot more. And then I say that, and as he scores a 100-point game, he's known for the 100-point game. I don't think anybody else has done that. Some people have gotten close, but Wilt Chamberlain is at my number 9 spot. With 2 titles, 1 final MVP, 7 All-NBA first team selections, and a crazy stat or crazy accolade, he is first in rebounds. And like I said, I feel like he didn't do enough to be in my top 5, but this guy, no doubt, is a great basketball player. As far as how his game would translate to this game, I think it would, translate well. I think if Wilt Chamberlain was here right now, he would do well. And like I said, like, it's a different generation. So you see these centers, and these, like, nowadays they're trying, accustomed to having a jump shot. Like back then, no centers had a jump shot. They get ball in the paint, post up, give me the ball. I'm going to get a bucket, regardless. No matter who's in front of me, I'm going to get to my spot regardless. That's what them centers was back then. Like, but now you got other people like Jokic shooting from the 3 like this. Fucking Karl Anthony Towns, probably one of the best big man shooters of all time. I mean, like, having a 3-point game in your bag nowadays is something you're going to need as a center. But back then, they didn't need that. And for his generation, I think he was a great player. Like I said, 2 titles, not a lot. But, a great player, and also one of them people that set that kind of foundation for the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, at that number 9 spot, I do got my guy, Wilt Chamberlain. At my number 8 spot, I got this guy, another big man of, I think around 1950, 1960. I don't really know, but maybe 1970. But guy who played for the Celtics, pretty good player. I'm gonna just go on here and read his stats out, and you should already know 11 NBA titles. And there's only one guy that's ever done that. That's Bill Russell. I think 11 NBA titles will probably never happen again. It's just something that it's so hard to win an NBA title, and the fact that he got 11 of them, 11 NBA titles. You got to think about this. He had 11 NBA titles. I mean, I don't know how long he played, but that's just crazy. And I know people will say, well, he was playing against dishwashers. He was playing against people who had 9-to-5 jobs. But shit, I ain't gonna lie. It's still gonna be crazy for a guy to be having 11 NBA titles. I mean, you master the game at that point. Like, you can't like get at his game, because at the end of the day, he getting his titles. You know what I'm saying? at the end of the day, he's going to end up playing, some good players. He was just dominant. He was very dominant. He had 5 MVPs as well, and 11 All NBA first team selections. And he also comes in at second in rebounds. Like I said back then, these guys, these centers, they didn't really need to have a shot. So he was great in the post, and a great defensive player as well. But like I said, didn't have much of a shot. So that's why he's at my 7, because I feel like I said, I'm in this newer generation. I feel like centers need a shot, but he don't got one. All right, so this next one might be the most controversial thing that I might have to talk about this whole video. But like I said, this is me, in a sense. Like, this is my top 10, not anybody else's. My top 10, in a sense. This guy, I think he's probably, and I hate to say this, he's probably, if not the best big man I've ever seen touch the court. He does it all. He's one of these newer generation, centers who do it all. Like, he doesn't lack in any type of category, and that's why I feel like he is so great, in a sense. This my guy, Nikola Jokic. Yes, Nikola Jokic. He comes in at my 7th spot on the all-time list of NBA players, because I feel like he is, if not the best passing big man of all time. That's no doubt. Best passing big man of all time. He just won his 3rd MVP. He has 1 title. And I know this might be a little bit too early to say all this, but come on, guys. Let's be honest. Nikola Jokic is probably the best big man ever, man. The only reason he's not all the way up there is because I know I'm going to get criticism of. Because I see kind of like the potential in what he can do. Like, the fact that he was down 2-0 to the Timberwolves. Like, they was finna get swept. Timberwolves finna sweep. I'm seeing Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. I hear a sweep. No. They came right back and got 2 of them bitches back. Got them back in blood. Come on, my guy. And like, Nikola Jokic is having crazy stat line. It's always like 30, 15, 15, 30, 10, 12, like 25, like 15, 13, like Mr. Triple Double. Come on, man. And like I said, I know it's tough for me to put him in my top 5 right now because he's so young. But come on, this guy is different, This guy is crazy, But yeah, at my 7th spot, I do got my guy Nikola Jokic. I do think he is a great. I do think he's one of the greats already. In my 6th spot, I know a lot of people will have him in your top 3, but I don't. No hate on his game. I think he's an amazing basketball player, but he just didn't fit into my top 5, top 3. At the 6th spot, right out the top 5 spot, I got my guy Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't know if y'all know him, but he's a pretty good player. I think I remember him most from the Bucks, and I think he also played on the Lakers too. First in scoring until LeBron, broke the record. 6 titles, 2 Finals MVPs, 6 MVPs, 2nd in scoring, like I said, 3rd in rebounds, and 10 All NBA first team selections. One of the greatest resumes I've ever seen, because this guy is different. I mean, like I said, I watched a couple of clips. Like, before I came on here and made my top 10, I had to watch some videos of these guys playing basketball, and Kareem was dominant. Like, it was hard to stop him, in a sense. That's why he scored so much, That's why he has so many of these high scoring point games, because nobody could stop him. And like I said, for this guy as well, people be like, oh, he played against people with 9 fouls, but shit, he getting it done. He played against. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't like that when people say that because, like, he has 10 All NBA first team selections. So you're telling me 10 years he played against dishwashers and fucking cooks at fucking McDonald's and shit? Come on now. You can't knock Kareem Game, one of the greatest post hooks of all time. Let's be honest now. It was beautiful to see. Very nice touch on the wrist. Like I said, these guys back then didn't need to have a 3-point game. It was just a different game back then, but that is who comes in at my 6th spot. So let's get the drum roll for the top 5. So this guy right here will be the last center on this list. The last big man on this list. This guy right here is the most dominant big of all time. He knows it himself. Everybody around him knows it. And when I say the most dominant, y'all should already know who I'm talking about. It's your guy, Shaquille O'Neal. Come on, my guy. Like, let's be honest. Let me read some stats. 4 titles, 3 Finals MVPs, 1 MVP, 8 All NBA first team. And that's really not representing who he was, because you go out there and watch Shaq, nobody's stopping him. I mean, like, I feel like a lot of, big time centers in today's game would not be able to stop Shaquille O'Neal. He was just such a huge man. Pause. Such a large body. Pause. But he had so much weight. I don't think I gotta say pause for that one. But he had so much, he covers up so much area. You can't guard this man. He puts one into you. He put into you. It's over. Ain't no pulling the chair on him. Ain't no taking charges on him because you might die. I'm not gonna lie. 7 foot, he coming at you. He around probably 350. I don't know. He up there in weight for sure. He coming at you like this, you might die. Don't try to take no charge. LeBron like to take charges. I don't think you want to take a charge on that big ass nigga. And like I said, he probably the most dominant in the paint. Crazy. Like, it's ridiculous getting boards. And to watch him and Kobe do their thing, that shit was beautiful. And like I said, I wasn't really aware to know what they were doing at that point because I was still young. But come on, they were out there fucking hooping. Like, him and Kobe, like, you see rappers talk about me and my homeboys like Shaq and Kobe. Shaquille was dominant. He was just so hard to stop. And that's why he comes in at the 5th spot on my top 5 all time. Number 4. Like, this might turn some heads too, but I'm gonna forever keep him in my top 5. I'm not gonna lie. Light skin, best shooter of all time. That's the biggest giveaway I can give. Stephen Curry. At the number 4 spot, I have Stephen Curry. Now, I understand that people may not agree with this. I'm not asking you to agree. I do want you to listen to me, though. There probably has not been one more other person that has had this much influence on the game. This much influence. You got to think about it. There's people like, not even gonna just name out a couple people. I'm gonna name the whole NBA of point guards, shooting guards, realistically anybody. They are shooting from Curry range. They are shooting the 3 ball at a like it's like they got an extended clip mag on that bit. Like, everybody is shooting. Stephen Curry said, like, he didn't have to say it, but with the way he was playing the game, he made people think that you have to be able to shoot. You have to shoot that three. Because let's be honest, he took a lot away from LeBron's career. LeBron could have had, I think, was it 2 or 3 titles he missed out on because of this light-skinned ass nigga. This light-skinned ass nigga wanted to fucking come in that bitch just shooting up fucking everything. Fucking shooting for no reason. Shooting from half court. Doing all this dumbass shit to take a couple of titles from LeBron. Cause LeBron would have had about 2-3 more titles if it wasn't for this man Curry. And I think people are missing out on that. When you have to put in, top, 10 all-time players, you got to think about, LeBron is around that top 3 range. But who put a halt to him? Or people thinking that LeBron is number 1? It was Curry. Curry is tough. 4 titles, 1 Finals MVP, 2 MVPs, 4 All NBA First Team selections, and like I said, he's the number one 3-pointers made of all time. Past Ray Allen a couple years back, and he probably will never get past. I mean, he may get past. I'll say, because like people thought Ray Allen would get past. People thought Kareem wouldn't get past. It happened, but number 1. I mean, I don't know if he averages 300 3-pointers made per year, but damn near he got 300 again, and he's at his 35. So like, Stephen Curry is just like one of them guys who you like, but you can't love. Like I said, you like him, but you can't love him because, like I said, he took these titles away from, LeBron. The way he plays the game is kind of irritating sometimes. And it's not to say that it's not like cool to watch. This shit is amazing to watch the way he does sometimes. But it's like, what do you do to stop him sometimes? I mean, imagine if Curry, this year had like a great big man that was setting screens like Jokic, and who was just, pulling his own weight. No hate to whoever the center is right now, but like, if they had a center doing that, they would have had a bigger run. If they had another player who can, pull their own weight. Kind of same thing, with a lot of other teams. They have one player, like even Memphis Grizzlies. I know Ja Morant got hurt, but like if they had one more player who can just like pull their weight, they'd go way farther. But yes, at my number 4 spot, I have Stephen Curry. He's probably, he is the best shooter of all time. I would say this is where it got tricky when I got into my top 3, but it didn't. It's always been like this for me in my top 3. I got a homeboy named Garrett, and he probably wouldn't like my choice of putting this guy right up here at the 3rd spot. But at the 3rd spot, I do got my guy Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant comes in with 5 titles, 2 Finals MVPs, 1 MVP, which I think is, a little crazy. I think he would have won a little bit more than that. But 1 MVP, 11 All NBA First Team selections, and he's coming in at 4th in scoring. I will also say that Kobe is one of them guys that came into the league and put some sauce on it. A lot of people say he's just like a replica of Michael Jordan, but I don't think he is. The way he controlled his own game, like, he had this whole different type of, wave with him, bro. Concept of him thinking, Mamba mentality. Come on, man. Like, that shit was no joke. That man was a different breed when it comes to, actually putting a basketball in your hands and going to get a bucket. He was a different breed at it. A lot of people criticize his shooting percentages, but let's be honest, a lot of people have worse shooting percentages. Like, we can't just sit here and look at his percentage. This guy is amazing at the game. He's amazing at the game of basketball. I think like I say, I think he's top 3 for sure. As far as the influence on the game as well, he just has so much influence with the Kobe shoes. And I think a lot of people don't recognize that this guy had defense. He played great defense. He was amazing on the defensive side of things. And he's up there for one of the most clutch players of all time. Definitely top 5 in my clutch players of all time, because he has so many of them times where he's coming through in the big moments. What he was with the Kobe and Shaq thing, like that's just what it is itself. Everybody knows Kobe and Shaq, and like that duo together was probably the best duo ever together, in a sense. But his fade was undeniable. You can't do too much to stop it. You're not gonna do anything to stop it. And yes, sometimes he's shooting it over 5 people, but he's making it. He is making it, which is kind of crazy to say, because he's shooting it over 5 people. He's gonna make it. But yeah, that's who I got coming in at the freaking 3rd spot. Kobe Bryant, RIP. Y'all know who the top 2 people is. Jordan versus LeBron. Now, who comes in at this number 2 spot for me? And from this video, y'all may think or already know what I'm going to say. But at the number 2 spot, I got Michael Jordan. I have Michael Jordan. Now, this Jordan versus Bron debate, I've had it so many times. But then, like, it always results in me after looking at the fact that this is 2 totally different generations. So, like, a person back then who was born in, maybe 1970, 1980, and watched Jordan growing up, they're going to say Michael Jordan. Because this is who you were accustomed to. You're not finna be like, oh, who the hell? Like, you're not finna be thinking LeBron is the GOAT. I mean, it's like a few old heads who think LeBron's the GOAT. But you got newer generations who watched LeBron growing up. And I was born in 2004. He was drafted in 2004. It's 2024. I'm about to be 20 in a week. This nigga still playing basketball. It's something we never seen. It's something we never seen. Let's be honest, man. I was born in 2004. Let's say it again. I was born in 2004. He was drafted in 2004. He didn't go to college. He was 18. It's 2024. I'm about to be 20. Come on. I've literally been, I don't remember much of what he was his first years, but I remember like his 6th year. I'm playing on I think it may have been 2K. I don't even know if it's 2K9, 2K10, one of them. I'm playing with him while I'm 5 years old. Upgrading to 19, 20 years old, and this nigga still in the game. I feel like the longevity thing, it plays a big role in this Jordan versus, Bron debate. A lot of people like to bring up titles. And my counter to that is always to bring up the fact that Bill Russell has 11 NBA titles, so he's the GOAT. Right? If we're doing this with the ring thing, then Bill Russell's the GOAT because he has 11 NBA titles, right? No. We can't use titles. We can't use rings. I don't think we can use MVPs. I think we got to sit back and watch who's been able to consistently dominate the game of basketball their whole entire career. I'm going to say LeBron. Now, Michael Jordan had one of the best fades of all time. Um, a lot of people say he didn't have a 3-point shot. He did. He didn't shoot much. That's what I'm gonna say because his percentage looks pretty good, but he didn't shoot much. I mean, kind of didn't have to. One of the best, I think maybe top 2 finishers of all time. Like the person I put up there with him as far as finishing is Kyrie, but Michael Jordan is one of the greatest finishers of all time. Played great defense, and like, come on, it's Michael Jordan. He got to shoot. I mean, LeBron has to shoot, but if you go out in public, you rocking some LeBron 12s or some Jordan 4s. I'm asking you, for real. If you go out in public, are you rocking some LeBron 12s or some Jordan 4s? At the end of the day, he had one of the greatest influence on the game of basketball. Michael Jordan did, but he does come in at my second spot. LeBron is my first spot because I think like I said, I grew up on this guy. I've been watching this guy for so long, and the fact that it's like close to him retirement age. He got a son that's finna be in a fucking NBA. He got a whole bunch of shit going on for him that I'm looking back on. I'm like, damn, I've literally watched this guy since I was a kid. I think what stands out as far as the Jordan versus Bron debate is the fact that Bron was better at passing. Bron is better at passing. He's one of the greatest passers of all time. Bron first in points. Bron fourth in assists. I think that's something that you have to know. Like the fact that he's fourth in assists at the shooting forward position. Small forward position. My bad. Yeah. My guy Bron is he's a demon on the court, man. And at the end of the day, it's hard to debate because of the different generations. But for me, it's gonna be LeBron. It's always gonna be LeBron at my one spot. I think he's, even when I get older, in a sense, I know there's gonna be players where they're gonna be like, I mean, even right now, Anthony Edwards, he's coming in, looking like Jordan. Let's be honest, he looked like Jordan's son. And people making these comparisons, and at such a young age, LeBron never had he's his own player. You won't never see another LeBron James, and I think that's where it is for me. Like as far as LeBron versus Jordan debate, you will never see another LeBron. Will see another couple Michael Jordan. You may like Kobe Bryant. He looked just like Michael Jordan on that court. Now Anthony Edwards even looking like Michael Jordan. Maybe not, because Anthony Edwards got a 3-point, but still, you will never see another guy like LeBron James. You don't get too many of those comparisons. But that's the end of the video. In a sense, I hope y'all keep staying in tune. I like this YouTube shit. I love it so much, and I love making content like this for y'all. Controversial topics, controversial debates and things of that nature. I do love, in a sense, coming on here and just expressing my opinion. Y'all let me know whatever else y'all want me to record. Maybe like a top 10 of this generation. I may go ahead and make that video, but just keep some comments, make some comments. give me a like, share the video. I'm gonna be posting some clips on TikTok. Just try to get me out there exposed. Not gonna beg for you to subscribe to me, but if you would, you could.
Young Mike on the
what I'm
beat.
saying? But yeah, that's the end of the video. It's your boy King Shield, and I'm out.